right, guys, we are back on this. We are back on the Athletic article in which they asked a plethora of NBA players some hard-hitting questions, and it's pretty brutal at times.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so we're gonna start here. This is gonna be a quick video, okay? I just wanted to go over something pretty fast. So first and foremost, here is the question that was asked. Now we already looked at who they thought was the best defensive player in the NBA. It was Wemby. We looked at who would you start a team with, and it was Wemby. Now it was really close between him and Jokic, but it was Wemby by a slight margin, maybe by one vote, honestly. But here we go. So 77 votes casted. So it seems like quite a few players, and this is the same thing with other things that were negatively asked. So quite a few players just skipped over this one. But it says, which current coach aside from your own would you least want to play for? And you got Tom Thibodeau. Oh my goodness, with 44, nearly half the votes of these 77 that casted it. You got Doc Rivers at 9%, which I'm a little shocked that Doc isn't higher. I guess Doc is a player's coach, but man, I don't know why Doc wouldn't have a higher percentage than this. Sorry. And then you got Monty Williams, Darvin Ham. That's funny. But then you got Nick Nurse, and then you got Greg Popovich. So I can see that. It's a very small percentage. It's 77 people, so it's a very small percentage. But I can see Greg Popovich. I could definitely see Darvin Ham, but Pop getting 5%, it makes sense. I mean, he's a tough coach to play for, and these guys that actually would vote on this are probably going to be a little bit more critical towards coaches than anyone else. So it makes sense for him to be on this list. And then down here you got Steve Clifford, JB Bickerstaff, Rick Carlisle. I'm shocked Rick Carlisle didn't get more votes, because I know there was some controversy with him and his players when he was in Dallas, but I don't know. And then there's Steve Kerr, 2.6, and then you got Eric Spoelstra at 2.6. Some other candidates that were voted for were Mike Brown, Billy Donovan, Chris Finch, you see JoJo, Darko, and Frank Vogel. So anyways, but moving on up. So this is what I care about, okay? Which current coach aside from your own would you most want to play for? Ha 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 ha. As you can see, Greg Popovich went second. And here's the funny thing, okay? I think if Popovich coached in Miami, let's just say, I don't know, let's just say like it's still the same process. Like they have to rebuild, like the Spurs are rebuilding right now, and you just switch roles, right? You just take the San Antonio Spurs, move them to Miami, take Eric Spoelstra and move him to San Antonio. I'm pretty sure Greg Popovich would get the slight on Eric Spoelstra, okay? Like there's a lot of things playing in his favor right now. Obviously, them being in the playoffs and being a winning team and being close to a championship, that plays a part, and the location of being in literally Miami, and a lot of players want to go to Miami. But the fact that Greg Popovich is number 2, not shocking by any stretch of the imagination for me, but I think that it should slap some sense into people that think that Greg Popovich is a terrible coach or he needs to get out of here. When at the end of the day, especially in the NBA and how it functions, players' opinions matter more than anything. You don't have to have the best, and Popovich does have this, but you don't have to have the best X's and O's in the NBA. Not necessarily, okay? The most important thing is the relationship, the rapport that the coach has with his players, because there's been many of coaches in NBA history. Now, not counting dynasties, okay? Dynasty's a whole different thing, all right? That's why Popovich is great. That's a whole nother thing. But there's been coaches in NBA history that have won championships, right? They have won championships, and I wouldn't sit back and say, oh, they're the greatest coach of all time or anything like that. Like Ty Lue, right? Ty Lue is a good coach. I wouldn't say he's like a mastermind, NBA coach by any means, but he won a championship, and it's because the players believe in him. He's a player's coach. So that's what's most important, and Greg Popovich has it. For us to be in a small market, which is growing, it's getting better, especially with Wemby is helping, but with us being in a small market, it's huge that he's even on this list next to Steve Kerr, who's in California, and Eric Spoelstra, who's in Miami. Both of which Steve Kerr won a championship not that long ago, and then Eric Spoelstra in the mix of trying to win another ring. So yeah, yeah. We shouldn't be shocked by that. But moving on down, let's see. This is a case where players' opinions appear to have changed in 1 year. So Popovich did win the vote last year, followed by runner-up Steve Kerr. So Pop won it. What was Eric Spoelstra's? Eric Spoelstra placed third last year, receiving 9.5% vote. It probably has something to do with, he has come a long way in the polls since getting just 1% of the vote, 12th place in 2019, considering that his Heat reached the NBA Finals by way of play-in last season. It's safe to assume that earned him even more respect. Yeah, that's what I assumed, right? I assumed it's because they are on a winning team and whatnot. But moving on, you see. Just the Heat culture. They're always competing. There you go. That's one of the voters said. They're always trying to find a way to win. I feel like they're always taking guys that fit their system and makes them play very good. And then it says Popovich remains highly regarded. Pop, one player answered. Easy. I love those types of coaches. Love Pop and Spo. I would rather you mother F me? I would rather you mother F me than smile in my face? What? What? Moving on. The Knicks' Josh Hart, who voted for Spoelstra. Wait, I thought this was anonymous. Insisted that he be quoted on the record for this one. Oh, okay, got you. Spo, hands down, said Hart, who worked with Spoelstra at the FIBA World Cup tournament last season, last summer. Teams assistant. Quote me on that one. Effing love Spo. Okay. He just wanted his name out there. But yeah, no one's gonna put their name on who would I least want to play. And last one, because we probably won't be looking at these again. So yeah, no need for another video for this. So as far as what's your least favorite arena to play in, I don't know if this is one of those like I just hate the arena or if it's their crowd. I have no idea. The crowd's just too tough. I have no idea. But you can see here, San Antonio got 3.1% of the vote. There's quite a few votes on here. It was 129 votes casted. And we have the Memphis Grizzlies being third. I actually really like the arena. I'm wondering if they're saying I don't want to play or I don't like playing there because it's so hostile. Because the Memphis arena is hostile. Like they're not like Memphis fans aren't gonna like be disruptive to the point where they're like cursing you out or nothing. That's super rare. But they don't play. All right, they get rowdy. It gets loud in there. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. Or maybe it's just I don't want to play Memphis, at Memphis. I don't know. And Charlotte Hornets, Detroit. Where's Atlanta on this? Because I went to the Atlanta one and I didn't really like it. I guess they're not on the list. I guess that's just me personally. Yeah, I guess it was just a personal preference of mine. And then one other one that I wanted to look at. Oh, your favorites to play in. I actually missed this one. I don't think the Spurs are on this one at all. Yeah, moving on. Oh, who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan still gets the edge over LeBron, as he should. And who would you most likely, at least likely to fight? So once again, it's one of those positive ones. So plenty of people voted in. But James Johnson was number one. Steven Adams, number two, which that's crazy because Jeremy Sohan wanted that smoke. He tried him. So I don't know. Isaiah Stewart, Joel Embiid, 4%. Draymond Green, 4%. Giannis, 2.4%. And so on and so forth. And funny enough, if you see here, Victor Wembanyama got a vote for this. I don't know I don't know why you would be afraid to. I mean, Victor Wembanyama is a nasty dude, but I don't know why you would be afraid of him. I don't know, strange. But it looks like it was probably just a vote. So anyways, just wanted to show you guys this. I will get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye.